Hello everybody, welcome back to the second part here of episode 3 of Torchbearer, the keep on the Borderlands. We are just recently emancipated from our hobgoblin captors. Are these fat, pot-bellied hobgoblins. I'm really trying my best, but I'm going to fail my save here to describe them as Alex Jones-esque. Horrible creatures, because that's the first thing I think of when I think of pot-bellied hobgoblin. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to do some camping, and this is a really fun part of the game because this is for those who may not be as familiar with Torchbearer as the rest of us. This is sort of like the camp phase of Darkest Dungeon, where we switch from worrying about the grind, and now we each have checks that we've been accruing over our adventure phase here to spend to try to keep ourselves alive and okay and fed. And so now we get to do that sort of rationing game before we get ready to jump back to the adventure phase. But before we jump in and start doing and decide where our checks go, there are some important things to do at the start of all camp phases. Now, you guys have not specifically declared you're doing a camp phase yet. So, is there anything you want to do about the campsite or anything like that, or are we jumping right into it?
No. We have several campsite preparations we want to take.
Because I only brought that up because also the grind just triggered, so you kind of have a lot of time. If you're once again the best analogy to this at Darkest Dungeon is that when you camp, when you're done camping in Darkest Dungeon, you get a full torchlight. That's kind of like you get your grind resets in Torchbearer. So it's kind of a very similar concept where you want to use as much as you can, because at the end, when you go return to the grind's back to 0, right? So
so what you're saying is, if we want to do some pre-camp actions,
in the
we want to do
phase,
like 3 of them now. Like
Then
we should all
grind.
drink some wine.
Well, that's free to do. It doesn't take an action, and we can do
Right.
that.
Exactly.
But if in camp someone cooks, then that can feed us all with a single ration.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So there's merit, and being hungry and thirsty only affects conflict dispo. So unless you expect to get into another conflict, which we could do if we were like trying to convince them,
Yeah.
which I would like to do, in fact, but maybe we can do that after camp or during camp. I don't feel like that's a pre-camp kind of conflict.
Well, I have an instinct that I'd like to use.
Me too. You go first.
There's my dramatic pause as I try and bring up my instinct. When we make camp, I provide the comforts of home.
Right.
So I am going to do my best. The moment we get that door closed, I am just sweeping up the floor, finding the dry spots, setting out, stoking the fire that we have to make it a little warmer if it is in fact chilly in here, which I suspected. But if it's not chilly, if it's warm, maybe I let the fire out, try and get some of that smoke out of here. Somebody who's made this place inhospitable for us. I'm looking at you, Linus. So is there anything specifically from the comforts of home that we want? I can't do cooking.
Well, providing water would, if there's a source. I mean, usually that means finding it, rather than. But that's something that falls under the purview of survivalist skills.
Right.
You can just make the camp safer. Camp amenities. Actually, this is what it was: shelter, water source, and concealment. Those are the 3 camp amenities that survivalist primarily can do.
So here we can use traits to improve our camp before we start.
You can make rolls to improve your camp.
Okay.
So, just so you know, Virgil, at the start of every camp phase, I roll and a random event happens. All right. So that can be a whole slew of things, and it's predicated a lot on the safety and security and danger, basically, that you're the threats that are available.
So can I use my curiosity to find if there's other entrances that we didn't know about or something like that? to do security.
If you want to help secure the campsite, that's definitely a viable tactic. But before that, I mean, Epidire definitely was trying to do something with their instinct.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna roll my survivalist to try and make this, like I was explaining, as comfortable a camp, as hospitable a camp as possible, to get that +1 bonus to the roll you were just talking about.
Right. So I can imagine water access is kind of not a factor because that's impossible given the geology here, but definitely security, right, would be, and
did the guards have any food or beer or anything like that they were drinking or eating? I mean, I know their food is bad for us, but
there's probably a wine skin. You want to drink that?
Well, I have wine skins.
Smells like wine.
Smells like wine. Yeah, I mean, the whole point to wine is that it kills the things that
and stays good. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have that on hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have survivalist, and I'm thinking about making a check. So like the gnoll was already chowing down in here some, right? So there's some like blood and bloody bits of flesh and stuff sitting around.
Some of those are mine. Those are little back bits from the wizard.
So I'm wondering if like a form of concealment for this particular camp would be to like make the biggest show of those right outside the door as possible, so that anybody who thinks about coming in will be like, I don't really need to see that, and turn back around.
That's gnarly, yeah.
So I'd like to make a survivalist roll for that part.
Okay. But I think let's trigger Epi's first, because Epi's is an instinct, and so they get to do theirs without even thinking about it.
Yeah, and my main reason for that is just like so Epi, you don't have to worry about the concealment portion of it.
Sure.
Like, I'll try and handle that.
I'm gonna also work on the security of the lock, which is my instinct, but I'm gonna do that. I'll do it after those things.
Right.
Once you guys
Sure.
set that up.
Right,
so
I have to come up with an obstacle for you based predicated on this. Where is it? For factor, where are the factors in the book?
Page 142, survival factors.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a GM section, so I never read it because I'm not a cheater.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably shelter waters. This is probably just mostly shelter. I'll give this an ob 1 to you.
Got it.
Right. Also, considering that you're already indoors, you're already relatively safe. It's just a door, so like to clean this stuff up, right, and just try to find the best spots is ob 1 survivalist for you, Epi. And this does not count against the grind because it's your instinct.
Right, but it does have the whole problem with exhausted. So
yes,
all right.
And you're angry, so you can't use beneficial traits.
Traits or wises, I got 3.
Nice.
No problem. Cool. Yeah, so you're able to clean up, no problem here. Cleaning up the camp. All right, and now Sage.
What I do?
Well, we should do Sean's as well, because his is also an instinct.
That's okay, because I want to lock the door. I want to improve the lock of the door once we close it. So why don't you? Okay. I mean, technically instincts trigger off, but I'll wait. You want to do stuff outside, so
sure. So let me get
you get the idea to do that, and your instinct after Linus returns and shuts the door, and you hear the creaky lock, and you're like, oh, I should fix that.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Makes sense.
Okay, so I'm testing survivalist, which should double check here. I believe it's 2, 3. Haha.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm gonna throw. And we're using the updated rules for second level traits, right? So that's twice per session.
Yes.
Okay. We're halfway through the session. I might as well do it. So my second level trait is thoughtful. So I actually think that Linus is weird enough that he isn't that grossed out by this stuff, and he gets really thoughtful about it, like interior decorator style, with I think that we need another intestine over here. That just would complete the look.
Yes.
If I just put half of this leg over there and half over there, it looks like it was just torn. That's great.
Are you using it as a bonus, or did you want to get a check out of that?
Oh, I was using it as a bonus.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a hobgoblin comes down that hallway and it's like, those humans are monsters.
Bryn looks at Linus and that like, what is wrong with you, elf? She like shakes her head and she's like, okay, fine. If you're gonna make a mess, goblins are particularly scared of the bony bits. If you're gonna be this gross, Linus, I'm gonna aid with Goblin Wise. And
sure, totally.
And I
That's
feel
so good.
like this was kind of the thing that we were talking about before when making character creation. Is like Linus had to answer the question of like, do you heed the advice of elves and dwarves? And like this is Bryn being like, look, I'm a dwarf, I know best. I don't know.
But you're angry though. I don't want to be that guy, but I can't.
I can't benefit.
I mean, I may be wrong.
No, you're probably right. Let me
you might be right.
Angry, can't use wises or beneficial traits.
You're just yelling at him. You idiot! You're doing a terrible job.
Yeah,
can't use wises.
Yep, can't use wises. So bad because I've been waiting for this moment to be
right.
I just realized that this is like perfect for Linus because he's it's basically decorating for Halloween. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I've got 4 dice total here. What ob am I looking for?
Hold on a second though. I'm not giving up. When I realize I'm too frustrated, like every time Bryn tries to like explain it, she can't quite out. She's like, fine, I'll just help. And you can help survivalists with laborer. And I have labor, and so I can't.
So I'm telling you, like, where to put
carry the heavy
I'm like,
around.
fine, I'll just
you carry the half-eaten hobgoblin.
Yeah, I'll just do it. I'll just do it myself.
You haul it. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. I think this part of the survivalist test is probably op 2. That's unsafe.
2. Okay, I think that's everything I need.
Nice.
Yeah. Is anything you can do to you want to amend it at all?
Whoops, I looked at the wrong.
Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't think I can use my wise to do the whatchamacallit, of course.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Sorry, let me double check the uses for
No, you're probably fine. Some gunk got on you and you accidentally like got swallowed a little bit. You're probably fine. Right?
Okay, wait a second, because I have a ton of Fate and Persona, so
okay, yeah,
I'm totally open to spending them. I'm just trying to figure out because I can't open any 6s. I don't have any.
Sure.
The test has to be related to my wise to use, of course, and my wise is bookwise. I don't think this is bookwise.
What kind of books do you own?
Actually, no. Linus probably would like.
Yeah.
I could see this being Linus's kind of book. He probably has a lot of those weird, like, medieval anatomy books. And okay, I'm reaching here. Tell me if this is going too far, but like, I think to him this is all kind of the like, oh, I'm just arranging it like that wonderful dissected man drawing. So maybe there is an of course here where he's like,
he's read all the best like horror novels.
Of course.
He knows what the scary shit looks like. He studied it.
Yeah. Actually, I think there could be a bookwise, of course, here where he's like, "Oh, of course, I've been just going for what scares me." But I remember there was that one book that was, he knows other people's perspectives and he reads all the weirdest stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah, some kind of like weird in this world's trashy pulp horror novel things and being like, oh, it'd be just like my favorite, blah blah blah. And we do this way. It's bookwise. Yeah.
Considering our recent encounter with a gnoll, and we realized that everything is scared of gnolls, that may trigger some of that, like, oh, I've read other eldritch horrors that everybody's scared of. There are some universal fears or widely held fears.
Yep. I think it sounds like we're in agreement that I can, of course, this. So I will spend a persona.
Mhm.
Woohoo, 1 persona spent. Okay, so I had
I think you're re-rolling 4 dice.
four dice. Oops. I put in 4 as the thing I'm testing, not the number of dice, which was going to be a problem.
No, yeah,
okay.
I did that last time.
Yeah.
It was silly.
And I'm going to call this Ob 1 because I already have 1 success versus...
And like you have that campfire light, so light's not a factor.
Yep.
And yeah, you got it.
There we go. I got that one other
Barely.
success I needed.
Just barely.
That was a lot of work just to
Yeah.
put a whole bunch of dead body
I
parts
mean,
around.
you can't just make a pile of dead bodies.
I mean, you can, but you're really just not showing your best
That's
work.
that's a
Yeah.
newbie
It's
mistake.
sloppy.
there.
It's
That's-
just
yeah.
sloppy.
This is what gets all those other adventurers killed. We're doing it the right way.
Welcome to
Okay.
medieval mind hunters. Yeah.
Whole lot of work, but I have a wonderful camouflage of dead body parts.
Yes. So that's
Beautiful.
Great concealment. Cool. So those are good. Those are good factors to our campsite. That was not an instinct. So
No.
the grind is advanced. Sean, Bryn wants to reinforce the door, right?
Yeah. Once we Bryn's instinct is to let me pull up my own character. Bryn's instinct is when I see shoddy craftsmanship, I'll improve it. And we have talked all along about this goblins shoddy work. And so she's just like really, frustrated at the knoll, frustrated things with the hobgoblin didn't go well, frustrated these people aren't more helpful. And she's like looking for something to do, and then she sees the lock, and it doesn't even necessarily occur to her that she's making it safer. She's just like, something to get my hands on. Shut up. Everybody leave me alone. I'm gonna fix this thing. So we have a decent lock, doesn't bang on the thing, and she kind of barks orders at a few people. I don't know if they follow her or not, like, bring me this, hold the light up here. Because she's like, if we're gonna stay here, we're gonna stay here with proper locks on our doors.
So Linus is totally the one who like grabs a light and goes and holds it. And for a little detail I want to add, of course, because like he's holding it at dwarf height, it is giving him like the holding a flashlight on your face thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm happy to hold a light for you. I just look really creepy while doing it.
Nice.
Yeah. And I help too, just because I'm curious on how the locks work. Because I'm always
Cool.
curious.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna roll my nature to do crafting and improve it. I have thieves picks, which are good for picking locks, but I don't know. You tell me if you think that they'd be good for repairing locks. That seems outside of the.
No,
They're picks, not tools.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. That's cool.
Part of me thinks that maybe, I don't want to say no, actually. I want to say yeah, but high risk, high reward kind of thing. Like the lock is screwed if you don't make this, or like it's permanently opened, like you made it worse, or your tools break because it's not. You're kind of using them outside of the scope of what they're designed for.
Sure.
I think that's more interesting than saying no, right?
Yeah. Well, the other thing, actually, though, when I look at my actual inventory, is I realize I do have tools that are way more applicable, which is iron spikes and a hammer.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so
there you go.
I'm like, also, bam, 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 to boot.
Just hammer it down.
Classic.
Because that's exactly what iron spikes are made for. So when iron spikes are used, you use a d6 of them, and when they're recovered, you recover a d6 -1. So I'm going to roll that first.
Is this a carpenter tab? Well, I mean, it's technically crafts, but I feel like I might look at the obstacles for a carpenter. Like you're making,
Not building anything though.
It might be
but
dungeoneering.
it's dungeoneering
I guess
or
he's hammering wood together.
Well, I was thinking it's furniture obstacle to like make a reinforced door. But no, I mean dungeoneering I can also see, right?
Yeah. Well, the annoying thing is there are several. This is the secret unlocked feature of Torchbearer is that there are several skills that say they aid smiths and it can be aided by smith, but there is no smith skill.
Yeah.
It is intentionally left out. I asked many times during the development of this game for smith to be added in, and it was left out, which makes me sad because it makes crafting things difficult to figure out ops for. But yeah, I think carpenter is probably gonna have.
Let me ask you the use case of this door. If goblins or do you want this door to survive Oog or not? Are you building it to withstand Oog?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Because that would I want to know how reinforced this door is, because that will, and that's probably the obstacle differential that I want to ask.
How many spikes do you have? Did you say you have D6 spikes?
Well, I have 6, and then when you use them, you use up a D6 of them, and then when you collect them, you get a D6 minus 1. So
can you try to use them, and what you get back, you just start doing more of them through the door, so the door is spiked on the other end, so no one can smash into it. And we just keep doing that roll and hope you get a 4 and then a 3 and then
they just add that's a whole different thing. And I think we're drifting away from Bryn's original goal here, which was to improve the craftsmanship here. So when she spikes the door, she's not spiking it shut. No, I'm going to go back to the root of this instinct, which is to improve this door. She's not spiking it shut like hammering down. She's spiking it to improve the framing, which will make it sturdier overall. But she's not trying to make it we're pinned in here. She's trying to make it a good, solid door.
And line up the lock better.
Exactly. Because doors hang over time, and so she's gonna go and pound. She's got a hammer nail. She's gonna pound it. So no, I'm not trying to make it survivable by Oog. I'm trying to make the lock well fastened and held, so it would probably hold off hobgoblins and goblins.
2.
But if an ogre breaks the door, an ogre breaks.
All right, cool. So I know sometimes a character who might be angry might get carried away, and it could be reasonable. All right, cool. Yeah. So up to Sean.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna roll to see how many spikes I've used. Nice. I only use 1 spike,
which is very in character for improving something using only 1 piece of craftsmanship.
Being as efficient as I can, and I'm gonna test.
Imagine you look at the door, just scanning. There.
Yeah.
1. And I don't think anyone is giving me actual helping dice. They can't unless it's their instinct. What's Linus's instinct?
Curious.
Oh, actually,
mine. Curious.
You're right.
I think Linus's instinct is something like help people out when they need something.
If somebody asks for help, always volunteer.
Yeah.
So actually the, hey, can somebody hold this light? That actually is his instinct to go and help.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that okay with you, Eric?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to take that
absolutely help with the instinct. Yeah.
Nice.
Well played.
And you said the ob was 2, right?
Yes, the ob is 2.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Just hit it because that's
it's a tie though, right?
No, it's just a versus. It's not a versus. Ties on versus matter, but when you're just trying to hit a standard ob, you just need to hit it. So I got 3, but that's only 2. But that does it. And that last die I rolled was a success. So I think that was Linus
Nice.
helping out there.
Yeah, well done.
Now that's a door.
Well done.
And then Bryn's pissed off, so she's like, "Get that light out of my face."
Of course.
Cool. Yay, instinct.
Can't believe you spend all that time working on that door when I've set up this wonderful camp for you.
This beautiful, immaculate camp.
Nobody appreciates.
Is there anything else we want to do before we actually camp?
Well, we could try and win these folks over, which I definitely want to do, but we'll do that way better when we're not angry and hungry and thirsty. So
break bread with them
much
first.
as I want to like try and get their favor, I think I tell them, this is what you get for being Kingsmen. Wearing those that's where wearing those tabards. This is where wearing those tabards will get you. And then she holds up her manacle and she's like, or this. Why don't you share some food with us? I'm sure you're hungry too.
Oh, that and yeah, no, that's perfect. And they reluctantly agree. And they both kind of carry. His name's Jerry, but his full name's Jaroslav, and they bring him over. He's this portly merchant. He's bold, and he comes over. You can tell based on his clothes, right? Like he has a decent amount of money, and he in a coughing fit. He's like, I can't thank you enough. This is good. Thank you. And sorry about these. And he looks over at these men-at-arms. Like, you get what you pay for.
That's right. You do get what you pay for. So I mean, we can start talking about that right now.
I do actually have a. Sorry, I don't want to cut Cadence off, but I have another question. I want to look at that orc, but I think if Cadence is making moves.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't think I can actually do anything because I don't have like Haggler or like.
Ooh, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm more of just kept making suggestive comments and like looking at the group like,
Yeah, let me.
No, I think we should absolutely get into like a convince conflict or attempt to convince them, whether that's a conflict or not.
But
I just think we should wait until we're not angry because it makes it all harder. And we're hungry, thirsty, which makes it harder. We're angry, we're exhausted.
So instead of haggling with them right now, I'm just going to ask them what gods abandoned them here. To play to my belief. That's what I'm doing here.
That's a really good point. Yeah. And I think they worship. I think the most common one was probably. Are you asking the merchant, or are you asking the men-at-arms, or are you asking the merchant's wife?
Absolutely not asking the merchant. I'm going to the higher up you are on the totem,
the lower you are in Basil's estimation.
Yeah. So I will definitely ask the men-at-arms.
Yeah. So they worship Boswin the Blade. Sort of a lawful aligned god or demigod, or in the conflict of law versus chaos, right? It's just a heroic figure representing a lot of mercenaries, or at least people fighting for good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not all sort of like a not necessarily not Robin Hood per se, but definitely sort of like a trickster-y, swashbuckling, mercantile adventure god type person, right? And yeah, these people don't embody them at all. And knowing the stories and seeing how craven these two men-at-arms are, maybe that's why, right? But they don't say that themselves, and they say, well, it's Boswin, and they just kind of do a shrug, like, I don't know what happened.
I will encourage you while you're here to spend what time we have left in this abode to just listen carefully to what gods call out to you, and I'll just start absent-mindedly scratching my my chaos chest.
Yeah, so you're not trying to like actually proselytize or anything.
No,
right?
no, I'm just trying to. I'm opening the door.
You're priming the pump for proselytizing.
So, but like they put like rub their hands and put their hands over the fire, and they say, "No offense, but I'm not in the mood to hear another sermon." And they put their hands over the fire and smell, and they want their space. But I like that.
What's
like
up
that
with the orc?
Inceptioning.
Yeah.
The orc is still, as far as I am concerned, and no one else has said anything, that
meditating.
Yeah, it's kind of just sitting there. It looks very looks jealous, frankly.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. Can it?
It knows better. Like, it thinks that it's not supposed. Like, you can tell that it's like, imagine it's like a kid was brought to an adult party, and it has basically there's no other kids there. It's just sitting there. It's not like pouting, but it's very
a tea party.
Yeah. and oh wow, okay, that's way weirder. Not that weird.
Okay.
But in terms for an orc and a kid to be in, but
Yeah.
just it's like it understands that it can read the room and know that it's not wanted, and it's kind of like, well, whatever, this is my fate. It doesn't complain, right?
Yeah. I ask if it speaks our tongue, and then I ask in Goblin if it speaks Goblin.
Yes, I speak this filth. I heard what you said. You work with the hobgoblins. You know.
Oh, it's speaking Goblin. Then,
yeah,
right?
it's speaking goblins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I said I tried, but they were fools. maybe. No, I'm sure you wouldn't want to work with humans and dwarves and elves.
And it levels with you and says, "There's nothing I won't do for freedom."
Oh.
Okay.
I will, even debasing myself like that.
How about we feed you and let you out when we leave? We all leave together, and then your tribes are from the caves in the north. Yes.
It looks at you like, "How do you know?" kind of thing, right? And it says, "Maybe."
Well, when you return
Like
to your
in the
tribes-
most obvious, not
yeah,
you know.
No, that's fine. I
Yeah.
love it. I was like, and then when you return to your tribes, wherever they may be, you tell them of us, and that we are your allies, because we haven't made allies here.
And it says yes, but it doesn't say it that way. What it says is, "Give me a weapon, and I can make up a story of how I broke out myself, and with your help."
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Kind of like the idea of the guards. You know, when you punch a guard, make it look like I.
Make it look like I put up a fight.
Make it look like I was a tough man. And
I would love to see
these
this
things, but
orc
yeah, get me
holding
outta here.
my tiny little knife,
Yeah.
like poking out of his hand.
Nice.
Now, I know that
Yeah.
we didn't hear any of that.
Oh, yeah.
But if he's going to speak of us, we're going to need a team name. And I would like Unworthy Meat in Goblin. Like, I think that's...
I love it. That's so great. I mean, I think Bryn's not trying to fool anybody.
Right.
She doesn't repeat it verbatim, but she's she basically gives everybody the gist of what he says. I don't, I'm not sure, but before she does anything, she's like, "Is everybody okay here with me unlocking him?"
Well, maybe we give him something to eat first. Maybe a couple mercenaries. They look plump.
He doesn't want to eat us.
And
Well,
I think the men at arms are being like, "Whoa, hold on a second. You're not thinking about letting that thing out, are you?"
What's the matter? You
It looks like it wants out.
yeah, it wants out there. It's gonna eat with us, and then it's gonna go home.
Well,
Look, we all know you're just like namsy-pansy little boys that think you
It's
can
like-
go on adventures, and then you stand in the background and do nothing. So we pretty much are in charge here, and we get to say what goes, eh?
that is a wonderful angry. I like that. That's...
Yeah, you're one
Yeah.
to talk, stick boy. You didn't do anything there. It was your dwarf friend who
Yeah.
did most of it, and and they're kind of getting uppity.
Did
Right.
you see my whirling dervish-like slashes with the blade?
Yeah. I tell the orc and goblin, I say, "I'm gonna leave you in chains for now, so we don't start a fight, because these guys are idiots." And I'm gesturing to the guards.
Yeah.
And
The guys
and I say it in goblin so they can't understand me. And I say, "We'll feed you and we'll let you out when we all go together." Because I know they're just gonna start a stupid fight because they're fucking idiot humans,
Yeah.
and they're kingsmen to boot. They wear that tabard. Bryn's pissed.
Everyone's pissed.
Everyone's pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So-
Exactly.
I got a rules question here.
Yeah.
Does it make sense for us to cook our food before we get into camp? To use the grind?
You technically can't. Well, I mean,
you technically can't.
It's a camp action to cook food.
Oh, okay. Got it.
That is a camp action.
Then it doesn't make sense.
There's some things you can do in or out of camp, but for whatever reason, cooking, cartography, a couple other things are just camp actions. I think we should camp. I know we've got a few more actions, but I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do. We want to get done with those other
camp.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Oh, you know what we could do? We could rummage. We could scout or the area to see if there's any weapons, tools, money, anything left behind that the other prisoners had, things like that. We can
scavenge around here.
Scavenge.
Yeah, I mean, they threw our stuff in here. Maybe they threw other stuff in here.
Sure.
For sure. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe there's even treasure around.
Before we start,
maybe there's treasure.
I'm like, are you all right, merchant, and what was your name, Jerry?
He straightens out, his coat. Call me Jaroslav, please.
Right, Jerry, I call you what I want. Well, are you missing any goods, you lads as well? Missing anything?
It just says fucking elves. And I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I just ask if they're missing any items. Like, what are you missing? Anything? Did I take anything from you?
And no, and of course he's like rambling about they ran off with our supplies.
All right, what was in your supplies?
Well, mostly meat and ale, destined for the keep.
All right, okay. Well, anything that's not meat and ale, we can find it. We're keeping it. All right, search is on, lads.
I love it. We're digging around here. We're just making sure we're not. Right. Yeah. Do you want to lead that search?
They can't claim that anything. Oh, they took that from us because now we know they're just making meat and ale. So now we start searching the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that scavenger?
Yeah, it's probably scavenger. What are you looking? What's your intention? Right. Are you looking for treasure? Are you looking for some useful?
I'm always looking for treasure. My main goal is to get some treasure. I'm figuring if they've been capturing people, someone might have had treasure and got captured, and it was in this detention center.
Yeah. Then you know what? This is actually, I think in that case, it's not going to be scavenger. It's going to be scout because there's some things that are hidden that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
You're an elf. You can sniff that stuff out.
Yeah.
What do your elf eyes see?
Let's get the goods.
Right.
So I'm gonna do a dice roll.
So what does it look? Hold on. Can you describe what it looks like when you're scouting? Are you for instance, are you just going through what's on the floor? Are you looking for loose things in the walls? Are you looking at the ceiling? Are you looking in the ashes of the fire? Where are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where?
The proper way to do this, of course, is similar to going on a mushroom hunt, where you get a stick, you turn over all the leaves and stuff, and also if there's a snake or anything, it goes after the stick and not you. So yeah, I'm walking through and just lifting and moving items and pushing things out of the way and shoving them over, and just systematically moving each item, shifting everything over in the room. And if there's any bags, opening them up.
Bryn is gonna help. She's got her hammer out and she holds it really close up to the head, so as to give really gentle taps. And she's kind of going along the walls and just sort of tapping to see if anything's coming loose. And she's just kind of rapid fire, just sort of giving it little pecks to see if there's any things secret, anything that would slide open or anything that feels like it's hollow behind it. Just sort of like she's stud finding.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Except for in this case, it's reverse stud finding, right? Finding the hollow spot.
Yeah, totally. Dig it.
Does anyone else have scout that wants to?
What helps on scout? Because I don't have scout.
I do not have scout. I'm in the process of learning it.
Pathfinder and hunter usually.
Yeah, no. I'm no use here, sorry.
Yeah, I'm no use either.
Right. So cool. One help.
I'll haggle.
You'll haggle it right out of the walls.
Yeah.
And how hard is it going to be to find stuff in here? my op?
Oh, 3.
Tres. All right, here goes.
Nice unrecognized command there.
Oh no. Okay, I do have 2 6s.
There we go. Not enough. Yeah. Do you want to do something about it?
Yeah, do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I do.
You gotta spend your fate and persona so you can level up.
That's how you level up, yeah.
Okay, so to re-roll the 6s, I spend a persona. Is that right?
Spend a fate.
And a fate. Okay, great. So I get.
And
to roll.
it's not re-roll, it's open, like it's explode 6s for each 6 to get another dice.
So just throw an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Well, but
Yeah, they explode. So exclamation point in roll 20 is the same as exploding
2d6
on 6s.
Exclamation mark, and then
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
You got 3 more successes.
successes.
Yeah,
out
3
of
more
that.
successes.
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
huh.
Beautiful.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I thought you were trying to like explode the roll you'd already done, but yeah, 2d6. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, I
Nice,
poke
guys.
everything in
Yeah.
just the right ways, just how it likes it.
Yeah. So I think you remove a couple. There's a hidden alcove when you move a couple of the masonry blocks out of the way, and you find a very eroded sack that seems to be covering something about, looks like a stack of books or paper, maybe like a foot high, but it's heavy, and you pull it out and you open up the sack and there's silver.
Oh boys,
Silver
look what I found.
plates.
This is good stuff, I bet.
You found a
I'm-
stack of 6 silver plates.
Nice.
All right. Well,
Nice. Like
I am-
diningware plates? Like
Yeah, diningware
eating off
plates.
of Nice.
I
Yeah,
will be
awesome.
able to tell you probably because I'm elven craft-wise and human art-wise,
Yeah.
and I recognize these dang things.
Yeah.
Are these like human-made?
This
Elven?
is fine, noble, human-made eatingware. What is
Okay,
it
yeah,
doing
like-
hidden in an alcove in Hobgoblin country or in a prison section? Who knows?
It's awaiting us, is what it's
Yeah.
doing.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
it's
this
waiting.
is,
It's waiting for Cadence to
Yeah.
shove it in his backpack.
So
this is the good
you-
stuff. Oh, you pull
yeah.
out the
You-
crystal.
The
when
bag
you
of
put
plates
these
is the
down.
only thing in here. Like it's as tall as a stack of papers. There wasn't actually a stack of papers.
No, it was
Okay.
plates. It's a stack of
I'm gonna-
plates on them, and in the bottom of the bag, there's also some silverware.
We're eating
Okay.
on these
Nice.
We are gonna eat
yeah.
so great.
right now.
I test the bag. Is this bag like rotten, like you were describing? Is it ripped?
No, I mean it's holding the stuff, but
Okay.
you can. I mean, it doesn't take a craftsman to know that this bag could rip if you were carrying it. It's a paper bag that it's like, imagine a paper bag that's overfilled
Okay.
from
No.
the
It's a
grocery store.
bag. Like
Yeah,
the
and you're bringing it
handles
back.
are gonna fall
Yeah,
off.
the handles are gonna. Exactly.
Okay,
You
so
see,
I
you got
definitely
it.
am
You
gonna-
got it, Sage. Yeah, you
I have an empty sack. a
you rolled the
large
dice.
sack.
Yeah, it's a dice roll, right?
So
Well, I could
uh,
fix that.
I'll definitely
Yeah,
put it in the
but- yeah.
in the large sack.
Right. It's the potential
Quality.
to repair it and reinforce it is there if you wanted to take some time to do that, but it's otherwise in poor condition.
Okay.
But hey,
Yeah, I'll-
good looking.
Good find. Let's make camp already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go to make camp.
Yeah, I know. Finally. All right, camp time. So you guys did plenty of things to get the camp going. So I think I'm going to upgrade your camp from dangerous to unsafe, which is
Aw.
Thank
What do
you.
I need to mark for that? For using?
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm not
gonna
sure I
mark
know
a
what you mean.
successful scout roll.
Yeah. Who's carrying these plates, by the way? They're pack 3 or carried 3.
There can't be carried 3 unless one of us gets a third arm.
I'm working
Well,
on it.
then I get. Yeah, I mean that's true. I
I mean, something
no,
can be packed
no,
3
it
or
can't.
carried
No,
2.
it can be carried 3. Just requires a labor test.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a labor.
I do not have a sack.
So
I mean, I use my sack, and anyone can carry it if they want.
I have a small sack that somebody could use.
Well, a small sack will only carry 2.
It's also already in a sack,
Oh, good point.
right?
Yeah.
But we don't trust that sack. I put it in my good sack. My high quality sack.
Well, I mean, right now, as long as we're at camp, we don't have to put it anywhere. And then once we use up some rations and move some stuff around, we can do some inventory Tetris and stick it in our backpack,
perhaps
right?
Well, yeah, but that means theoretically it's just on the ground.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it does mean that if something barges in here and we have to run out, then one of us has to say we grab it and, make a labor check to carry it off.
Yeah, or
we lose it.
Maybe Jerry or you never ask the man-at-arms names.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, well.
They have
I have a question.
They have huge 5-page backstories. Okay, let me tell you.
No, I'm so sorry.
I know you're lying.
There's this little section, Eric, that says fatigue recovery factors, and casting spells is one. Do I need to check that since I did cast a spell?
No, that's not. No, I think that's different than what you're talking about.
Okay,
you're good. Okay, so let's talk about this roll. Let me make a. So I learned it's /GM roll, 2d6.
Nice.
And I get to modify that by 1 because you guys improved your campsite.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
That is really big. Wait, I'm not looking at it. You're doing a secret thing. I looked at the wrong number.
Yeah.
I got so
like,
excited about that 19. I'm like, it's off the charts.
You can't even get that high.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's not that bad. All right. /GM roll. Okay.
It's not that bad. Ugh.
Coming from
for no one. Sorry. Go on.
Coming from that alcove, right? That you pulled out the masonry bits out, and you got the sack, right? You guys are sitting down. You're getting ready to camp, and then there's a strange smell in the air. And you look around, and you see coming from that vent, you see tiny little specks of some kind of purplish spores around. And the next thing you know, you just start going, achoo, 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 achoo. And it's immediately causing a reaction. Not like a severe medical thing, but enough that it would be difficult to recover being exhausted in this place due to coughing.
Oh god.
Thank you, random tables. Thank you, random tables.
Oof.
Well, is that we're gonna remain exhausted? Is that?
Well, it sounds like
it's not looking great.
It sounds like recovering from exhausted will be presumably +1 ob.
Oh.
Gosh. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I'm not exhausted. Sounds like everybody else's problem.
Yeah.
But
yeah. What is exhausted? Ob 3 health.
Yep.
So
now
it's 4 health.
And no big deal.
Luckily, exhausted doesn't hurt recovery. It's one of the few things that doesn't mess up.
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, wait a minute, because
it's a factor in all tests except for resources, circles, and recovery.
Oh, that's nice.
So usually speaking, any penalties you get from sick, exhausted, or injured don't affect your ability to recover from those. All right, cool.
Oof.
So we have 6 checks, I think.
Yep.
Everybody has 2 except for Basil.
Big deal.
That is correct.
Who wants to go first? I think if someone's gonna cook, that would be.
Yeah, I have cook too. I'm happy to do that. And plus, you did just ask for a volunteer.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'll totally cook up a meal.
Okay.
I'll totally eat that meal.
So how many checks do you have total?
6.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, as a group, we have 6.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right then. So let's go ahead. So you're gonna camp. So you're gonna go ahead and prepare a meal, splitting up one of your fresh rations into preserve for the whole group. that the plan?
I only have preserved rations, actually. Now that I look at it.
Yeah, how do they transform?
Yeah, no, you can cook preserved rations. They're a higher ob than cooking fresh rations.
That's right.
Okay.
And I had fresh rations, but I gave them to stinking goblins.
Yeah.
Well,
So, what is the ob for cooking preserved rations?
Preserved rations is 2, but you want to turn it into a party. And how many? You want to do it for the whole party, right?
Like everyone here?
So
like
yeah, it's an ob 3 test.
Ob 3. Ooh. Okay. Well, hey, I need to start using up some of this persona so I can level up.
wait,
So
does that include the mercenary, the mercenaries, the merchants, and the orc? Because
Yes, everyone.
That's a
got
good
that?
question.
saying we're feeding them.
Yeah, I think we should try to feed them.
Yeah.
then ob 4. You're right. Ob 4. Then you're right. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not
Sorry,
just
guys.
Okay.
Right.
I don't think so. No, I think it's. I mean, preparing from a meal for preserved rations is ob 2, and then preserving for the whole party is just 1 more.
But you're doing it for a large group.
Oh, yeah, because I can't add. That's right. Because
It's okay. I know
because I don't know how to add single. I was like,
It's
okay.
I did this.
Do we need a calculator?
I literally did the exact. Hold on 1 second. You just open your shirt. You just have like a whole line of them.
Yeah. I was like, no, it's lower up. Yeah, just because I can't add.
So so preparing, and no sweat, right? You got this.
Okay.
No problem.
So this does seem actually pretty important. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 persona.
For 2 extra dice to this,
2 extra dice.
or
Nice.
type your nature.
What's your nature? You're human.
Human. So nature is
The nail biting tasks of
hosting,
preparing
demanding,
a meal.
and running.
Yeah.
This is
So
why I
you
love
you can
Torchbearer.
you can tap your nature anyway, but if you fail, you'll tax it.
I love. Hold on. I just want to make a quick editorialization moment. I love that at no point life and death staring down a knoll. It's like, I'm not tapping my nature, but to make a meal for a whole group, tapping my nature.
Yeah.
That's
Gots
let's make
to
sure.
eat.
Gotta win this.
Gotta make
I
the
love
food.
Torchbearer.
Oh man. So I mean, I think I am really angling for any way I can get to leveling up, which I don't think will actually happen given how many sessions we're playing. But I could use 1 persona to basically get 2 dice by rolling my nature instead, because my nature is 4.
Yeah.
Or I could spend 2 persona to get those 2 dice. I think I'm actually going to spend the 2 because that way they're going
Hold
into
on.
my spend.
If you spend one persona, you'll get 4 dice, not 2. You get your full nature.
Oh yeah, you add your nature rating.
You add your nature,
good point.
right? So you'd be rolling
Your
6.
current nature rating. Max current
Yeah.
nature rating.
And if you fail, then you tax your nature,
Or
but
current, not max.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm still going to go all out
You can
on
do
this.
both.
You can do both,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. I'm doing both. Okay, so let's see. I'm cooking.
Yeah. Labor helps cook, so Bryn will stoke the fire, clean stuff.
So what meal are you preparing everybody,
Yeah.
Sage? What meal is Linus making everybody? What are your preserved rations and what kind of soup is this?
I think his preserved rations are like they're like a weird kind of like beef jerky or like unknown meat jerky. He can't quite explain to anybody exactly what kind of meat it is. And he just kind of like puts it into the soup along with like some herbs and stuff, and it kind of like reconstitutes a little bit, like it plumps up a little bit and kind of makes a broth around it.
Yeah. It's
But
Mixwellian
don't ask
hog-
too many questions about where it's coming from.
Oh, it's Mixwellian hog jerky, but there's no hogs in Mixwell. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay,
so-
yeah.
whatever.
So,
yeah.
and it does require like an exact temperature. Like he's a very
meat thermometer for your jerky.
But so like that's where the laborer comes in. I'm totally doing like getting the all the help to like stoke the fire, and it has to be stirred pretty much constantly because otherwise it seizes up and it gets really weird.
Oh, you're making
congealed.
You're making what is it called? A roux, right? You can't let that burn.
Oh yeah. Somehow without
Turkey
flour or butter, I'm still making a roux.
What you do is you just take some of our crustiest bread and like crumble it back up into like powder.
Oh yeah, totally. And then like if you squeeze the jerky enough, like some
oil comes out.
Oil just kind of comes out, and you stir that in there, and you make a roux. I am not eating this. Okay, so I've got the laborer help, and then I'm gonna go all out here and go ahead and use my other use of thoughtful, in that like he is really cooking this up because we do have guests. So like he's
we're
not
bringing
just
out
making
the nice silver and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like he's like doing this carefully and thoughtfully and like really considering, you know, does it need a dash more salt? I don't know where I'll get a dash more salt, but like, yeah, he's like wiping sweat off and like, so yeah, I'm just going to go all out here and add one more dice from that. Because hey, that's the great thing about knowing that it's per session. I might as well use them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially
Great
since
idea.
you're not angry and you can use them.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so this is now a ton of dice, and the ob is 4. We decided.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done.
Just
Great.
got it. Well, not just, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
nailed it.
Yeah. So everyone has a nice little meal to eat. And you
So
have
we get to
5 checks
remove
remaining.
that.
Yep. I'll get rid of one of my checks, and I will add my getting closer to advance and cook.
Nice.
Yay.
Yay.
Awesome. Okay, I can't do 2 things in a row, so it's somebody else's
Yes,
turn.
someone else must go now.
So what kind of camping actions do I have?
The main one is recovery.
I want to recover angry, right? So I just
That's a
need to
good one.
calm down.
Yeah, just calm
What
down.
skill is that?
You roll will to recover angry.
Okay, will.
Yeah, to master anger, it's an ob2 will test.
Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. When I'm upset, sometimes I'll just write it out. Write a short song.
Yeah, Johannian's absolutely right. I'm sorry, real quick. Matter of accounting. Remember, you tap your nature, so you should reduce your current nature by 1, no matter what.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. I did not update my nature.
Yeah. So I'm composing a song about just how bad goblins are, and how stinky their caves are. I don't want it to be like too sad, so every once in a while I sing a lyric about how at least we have a good dinner, and you know, a safe place to sit. But yeah, I'm trying to work through my anger through song.
To the magical healing power of music.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Nice.
Okay.
So this is called Will. My rating is 4.
What's your nature?
So nobody
So-
is hungry anymore, right?
Right.
Because of the meal,
Nope.
right?
Yeah.
My nature
Sure.
descriptors are singing, remembering, hiding.
Yeah. Well, I was just actually your nature rating. Your nature rating is the same as your will.
It's I'm pretty.
If you are trying to recover by singing, you could make an argument to use your nature, but it's the same rating as your will.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fine.
But you could tap it though to add it if you really want to get crazy.
Yeah. What is my ob against it? It's my 4 dice. Ob 2.
Yeah, 2. It's ob2 to master anger.
And so when do you get nature back after taxing it?
There's different ways you can get it back. Typically, you recover at least 1 point when you deliver a prologue as a possibility. Another way is that you could return some of that if you miss a session. Otherwise, it's during the winter phase.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would only tap it in this case if you failed though, because it's within your nature. Linus just tapped his nature because he used his nature outside of its one of its attributes. It wasn't running, boasting, or demanding, but singing absolutely is one of your nature elements.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
it's probably overkill, but if you want to spend,
Yeah. So you're only in danger of your nature going down should you fail this Ob2 test, and you would go down based on the marginal value of failure.
Okay, so I matched
That's
it.
fine. You passed it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
Nice.
So I can unmark angry.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, hey, Dranian mentioned you can also recover a point of spent nature if you pay your bills in town and have no conditions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the third one.
Yeah, it's one of the. If
Yeah.
you're not fresh, but you're really close to getting fresh.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't know if I want anybody getting
All right.
fresh.
Oh, we still have 4 more checks to go through, everybody. So what do you
Yeah,
want to
All
do?
right, let's crank them out.
And we got like 20 minutes left, so I want to churn
Okay.
through this.
I'd like to recover, if I may borrow someone's check.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, like, let everyone else do their recovery first, I guess, because I didn't get any checks.
Yeah, let me.
You can totally have one of mine. I don't need it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but because we can't do things in an order, let me go and then have you go if that's
Sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and recover angry as well. I'm going to take my wine from my flask, even though I'm not hungry and thirsty. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to share it with the orc. And I'm going to grumble about people being too stupid to look out for their own good. And it's what happens when you follow laws of kings. Is you're not only to get trapped in a dungeon, but you're dumb enough to think you're dumb enough not even to help your rescuers. And he's grumbling about the men at arms, but he's doing it in Goblin, or she's doing it. In
That's good.
And so I'm gonna roll my will, which is not hot. But
If you fail, the orc's just gonna drink all of your wine. You know that's
that's perfect. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Why can't I find my things? Okay, my will is 3, and I'm getting plus 1d
Gesundheit.
drinking from using wine. Yes. Nice. All right. Wine is gone and no longer angry.
Well played.
well done. So yeah, they share it, and it obviously the orc thanks you. And I think it would probably be fair at that point. It tells you its name, right?
Cool.
It says Bugdul.
Nice.
Boobdua?
Bugdul.
Bugdul.
Like bug D-U-L.
Got it.
Cool. So you are no longer angry.
Yep. And I share my name as well. Right.
Yes.
What's that?
My name?
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Is it? We just hear you like grumbling and gobbling, and then you're like,
Yeah.
blah, 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 Bryn.
Yeah, but
You're getting friendly over there.
I think you might hear all your names actually. Like,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. Bryn, blah blah blah. Cadence, blah blah blah. Basil, blah 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 blah. Oh, Linus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, there's probably a an expression, you know, something. Obviously, the expression has the same sentimentality of something like the enemy of my enemy, you know.
Yeah,
so it's like because you're a dwarf and it's an orc, right? So it's they understand the strange times.
Yep.
Yeah, strange bedfellows.
Yep. Cool. 3 more checks to
All
go.
right. I'm going to spend this time in quiet contemplation of the rash upon my chest and hopefully remove anger.
Okay.
Because it can't possibly go wrong if you're just sitting there staring at a chaos symbol forming on your flesh.
You're like, I'm just gonna really come to terms with what's happening
Yeah.
with my body.
There you go. That's how it's done.
Oh,
Oh,
baby.
God.
3
Oh,
ones.
God.
Okay. Yeah, those are 3 ones.
The gods have spoken. I am just
You've
angry,
been-
angry,
the gods
angry.
have spoken and said, "You're just."
Forsaken.
They, yeah.
Oof.
That is straight up a failed will test. That's good.
I think deep down it's like part of you probably senses that these merchants are gonna probably ask you to take you back to town to escort them out because there's probably a reward, and your rash is like, no, don't go there. That's insane. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Stay here.
That's
Stay here.
absolutely insane.
What?
You're right. It is insane.
Epi, what is your wise?
What's
your wise?
It is bandit wise, but being angry prevents me from using it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the worst.
Right?
I was gonna say you could totally use touched by gods for this, but it prevents you from using traits too.
Yeah. I was looking at that too.
Exhausted sucks, but angry deprives you of those. You're like, oh, but I can throw it. No, I can't.
No.
Oh, but I can. No, I can't.
Oh,
I'm too angry.
So I just stew.
Stew over the stew.
Yeah.
Yes, stewing over the stew. Unfortunate.
Okay, we have 2 checks left. Who's gonna use them?
Yep. I think both Cadence and Bryn have one left.
Yeah.
Cadence, did you want to do a thing? I want to convince these people to work with us.
Well, can I only do one condition per camp? Or
No, you can
do as many as.
Okay,
you can, as long as they're successful. If, for example, Basil cannot spend the last check to recover anger again.
Right.
Once you fail recovery.
Once you fail, you can't do it.
Okay, so I mean, I want like nap time. I need nap time to not be so tired. So since Basil has offered to make camp like home, I asked him to sing me to sleep.
Yeah, that's gonna work out well. Let's do it. Just
sing me a song. Sing me a song while I lie down, will you?
Sure, yeah. The
Just
rowdiest song I can think of. I'm angry.
You sing some like battle song, like some war song.
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll dice. It is.
So to recover, this is a health test.
Okay.
And the ob is 4.
Oh God, that's right.
Gosh. Okay, so health is 4.
I do have.
Remember,
healer. Healer doesn't affect exhausted.
Yeah. Recovering is always tricky, but keep in mind, recovering can also benefit from things that other tests can benefit from, even though help isn't always on the table. Supplies, beneficial traits,
right.
Etc. Right? Tap, persona, fate. So don't forget about that stuff.
Okay. So I can get 1 extra die then for my persona. Do I have to use that first? Is that a pre-roll thing?
You do have to use it first.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just spend persona, you can get 1 extra die. If you spend persona, you can also re-roll all your failed ones if it applies to a wise, because you're not.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, you're wise.
Submit. You said 4. Oh, that was not very well done.
Sorry.
That's you can't sleep at all. Why can't you sleep?
I mean, I think it's the tortured singing.
Right.
Of the door, right? I'm like, it's a little bit off key. Maybe sing louder. I don't know. Try that. It's not working.
Yeah.
Good.
Love it. Perfect.
I mean, we all sing very loud at home. Maybe if you just... You're singing from up here. Sing from down here.
Yeah.
Gotta feel it.
I'm sure the singing just gets more and more.
You're not a baritone. What are you doing? Yeah. Lovely. Okay. Not great.
Mark a failed health test, yeah.
Yeah. And
that was pretty good that stuff.
Yep, mark a failed health, and then we have 1 check remaining.
Yep. If anybody needs it, I can give it up, but I want to convince these folks to join us, and not not run scared.
Is that something we can do in the camp phase?
Yeah, we could totally initiate a conflict. Yeah.
Cool. Sure.
Yeah. So Bryn, after we've all eaten, we've shared a meal with them. We've sung songs. We've passed, flasks around. Bryn sits down next to the merchant, and she's like much shorter than him, but when she's sitting, I don't think she's that much like.
Yeah, they're on a more even keel.
More even keel. She crosses her arms and she's like, "You see, this is where following the king's laws get you. They get you locked up with a bunch of stinking adventurers, and little to no chance of ever making it home to your cozy house, to your cozy home. And we can let you go, and I'm sure we're not going to do you any harm, but there are so many hungry creatures out there. Your chances of making it home." And then I kind of gesture at the two cowards. I'm like, on your own is pretty slim. Now, if you stick with us instead, I'm trying to get a henchman out of this, by the way. Like, I want them to I want to have like someone that'll like aid us.
Yeah.
If you stick with us instead, not only will you be safer, you might take some plunder home too.
Yeah, I like jiggle our plates.
Yeah, that's the sort of my that's the sort of and if you want to make it a convinced conflict, we can do the whole thing, but that's my argument is.
Yeah. No, I don't think it has to be a whole conflict, but I think
I'm sold.
Well, I think the merchant's going to not necessarily counter propose, but suggest that look, if you're able to get us back to the fort, I have a place there. I have connections there. And he shows you underneath his like in his shirt he has like an inside pocket, like something that the hobgoblins didn't steal from them. It's like, and he flashes you a guild symbol. He's a member of the guilds.
Yeah.
All right, and says like, I can get you connections there. If you can get me back to the keep, and it's like trails off like you're.
Yeah, you'll be rewarded.
I will take care of you. That sounds great. Like, we can work together and get out of here, but you should take me back to the keep, and I'll hook you up.
Yeah, and I say, you've got to forgive me, friend. I've been promised many things by powerful, wealthy people before, and I haven't liked the reward. And then I pat him on the shoulder, and the chain from my manacle jingles. Anyway, so I think his counter is reasonable, but I'm still trying to persuade him to stick with us.
Oh, totally.
Cool.
Yeah,
so is this a persuader test? Is it like versus persuader test? Or is this
No, like right now to get them to work with you is not enough for a test. Like, of course they're going to work with you to get out because there's mutual survival at stake. They're going to die if you don't do it. Right. But if you want to get them to commit to a certain thing, like, I need you to help me on every test. Or so then maybe that actually needs to get them so like they're not gonna like dip out when the going gets tough, right?
Yeah, tell them to carry our burdens. And
basically, like I want them to stick with us and aid us until our next town phase, like until we go back, until we decide, okay, we've had enough, we're going back to town.
Yeah, that's definitely worthy of a test.
Yeah, right. Like, don't just the moment you see the exit be like, peace out.
Yeah,
right.
Because
totally.
Who knows?
Look, and I think the merchant nervously laughs and says, like, I mean, look, things happened during the war, and I want you to know that, like, I played both sides. I'm not a dick like the Alphatians. I'm not. That's not me. That's not my type. Look,
that's not my type, right?
I think it's a horrible thing that happened to you. You got a real raw deal, kind of things. And he's like trying to smooth things over. You can't tell if he's lying or not. He's just an oily merchant,
I am jaded and think
you think he's lying all the time anyways. Yeah,
like no matter what. But I'm gonna be like, and this is where I'm gonna justify tapping my nature in a second, is I say whatever you have going home to, it doesn't compare to the plunder we're gonna find to get there going deeper in this in these caverns.
Right.
Many people
You could sell meat and ale
Yeah.
for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
You're not
totally.
gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
get
So
a taste of the treasures.
So to convince this guy is going to be like a 4, ob 4. The consequence obviously is that they're going to go along with you, but they're totally not going to necessarily.
Sure.
You know, they're going to dip out if
Yeah.
if it makes sense, right?
All right.
They're involved but not committed.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've been saying all of this stuff totally openly in front of everybody. So if anybody wants to join in,
Yeah, I am joining in a little
I'm willing
bit
to persuade her.
as I was trying to indicate, like jingling the stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, if I can help, I don't know if I can like, use. I don't know what I can use, but if I can use like Lore Master to like tell him about the stories of treasure, you know, to make sure that he knows he's going to be coming out on top if he sticks with us.
Well, remember, I think I mentioned this beforehand, but in the very, very first session, no one has ever returned from the Caves of Chaos alive.
Right.
Oh yeah, and I'm also telling him that we're going to be fucking heroes, and he can like his name will be famous, and everyone will want to buy his meats and ales. I'm
Yeah.
assuming he just eats a meat and ale guy.
The
That's what it sounded like.
stories. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Cool.
I'd help if I could, but I don't think I can in any way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I
Yeah, I
legally
don't
can.
think
Because I do have like scholar. I could tell him like mathematically that he's going to make more money doing this. Than,
Yeah, well, typically
like, do a
Persuader
couple
or-
equations real quick. Look at these silver plates.
Yeah, this is just behind a
Investment.
couple of rocks. Think about what's
Right.
deeper in this place. Yeah.
What do you say, Eric? Normally, Persuader or Manipulator can help. Can
Yeah.
Scholar help in this case?
Yeah, I don't have persuade.
If
No, I think that's persuade. That's just how you're persuading there, unless you have an applicable wise. I would allow that as a wise in some way. If you were like, treasure
Yeah,
wise. Or
yeah,
something.
like because
Appraisal-wise.
I'm Elven craft wise and human art wise. That's basically treasure was my specialty. That was like one of the things I kind of
Oh, that's
built
true.
my character for.
No, that's you did mention that, and I would imagine human art. You could. I imagine a case where it's valid to argue human art wise
sure.
as the avenue for helping.
I mean, if you
yeah, maybe
describe,
I'm like
these
I'm like
plates-
look at the design on your label. That's a faux elephant. That's not the real thing, you know. But the real thing is down here. You know how
Yeah.
fancy all the ladies would think you were at the ball if you had a genuine.
This is
multiple.
why-
This is some this is some pre-war goodness, right?
Yeah, this is the pre-war stuff.
Yeah. All
No
right.
replicas.
All right. I'm gonna do this thing then. I am tapping my delving nature. I am eager to go deeper into this place. I came here begrudgingly, but now I see there's promise in it. I'm gonna spend a persona.
Is the desire to delve part of your nature, or is this against your nature?
No, it's part of my nature. I'm trying to get him to like go deep with us. Like we could leave, but dwarves desire to plunder and go deep into places. and take...
Dwarves roll deep. I get
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I'm sharing the greed. I'm just trying to. He's a merchant. I know he's
Yeah.
greedy. I'm trying to get my own like gold, like my inherent like desire for treasure to be infectious and convince him.
I'll buy it, Sean. Yeah, you convinced
All
me.
right. Thanks.
The gold fever is spreading.
All right, so that's
I mean, I did
All
just
right.
lose my. I could. It would be nice to come back here with some, red. Take my losses from the red to the black. Sounds pretty good. But this is an ob 4 test.
Yep.
It's between the will and the group.
Okay, I'm getting 6 helping dice with nature and the wise.
It's pretty
Come
good.
on. Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
You struck an
Sweet.
ironclad bargain.
I just did it because I still have a factor from being exhausted. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
But you had 6s. Oh yeah, but you have no.
I have no pain. Although if I spend 2 more, I've spent 3 persona now.
Yeah. Bryn, my
so-
dwarven friend, you have yourself a deal. And then, they put out their hand.
Nice.
And then your hand shakes with the manacle, and we're out of checks. And so
Yep.
we're getting ready to go back to the adventure phase, and it's 10 o'clock, so let's call it there.
Excellent.
Cool.
Cool.
Much better ending spot.
Welcome to playing it. Welcome to playing Torchbearer, where we spent 3 hours never leaving the same room.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're still in the same.
Hey,
it
goddamn
happens.
room.
Nice.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, a lot has happened in this room. This room has a lot of history.
Yeah.
That's,
Deals of
And purple
instruct.
spores.
yeah.
We've had like multiple fights in it.
Yeah, we've had like 3 conflicts in the same room. So, anyways, that was awesome. So, thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for playing. Let's talk about
Thank you.
experience, right?
Yep.
So let's go around and do our experience. So let's go and start with beliefs. So Cadence, remind us what your belief is and if you think you triggered it.
Treasure isn't worth losing lives. I don't think it triggered at any point. I mean, we were all risking losing our lives for escape is mostly what was going on, I feel like.
Yeah. So
Which
Wasn't.
losing your life is worth escaping, I guess.
I have a question. Has your belief been broken? We just agreed, like we just had the option of follow with some men-at-arms and a merchant back to safety, or delve deeper and put all our lives in peril. And you were like on the let's delve deeper.
Yeah, maybe it's the taste of treasure that I finally got. So maybe I need to change my belief.
Is your belief broken? Because your goal is achieved. You got your hands on some treasure. You could leave now.
Mhm.
yeah, I think your belief has probably changed, but I don't think in a way it wasn't necessarily tested in a persona worthy way. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, you're not going to
Yeah,
get
I'll change
anything
it.
from your belief, but you probably should consider changing it if that's what you agree with.
Mhm.
Sorry to be a
Good point.
stickler about that, but
No,
yeah.
it's what I was thinking too. I wasn't.
Okay. Cool. Sean, let's talk about Bryn. Your belief.
Yes, finally my belief comes in.
Yeah.
Kings are thieves who master greed and call it providence. I will tear this facade apart from the inside. I am actively working to get members of society to throw off their previous positions of power and whatnot and join us
Yes.
in our.
Freelance adventuring.
Yep.
Yep. Your persuade test is testament to it for sure. So absolutely fate.
Cool.
Epi, what about Basil?
Oh, it's to me. The gods speak to the people before they speak to the priests. I think I pretty much made a point of nailing that at the end there, or very near the end when we got to speak to the people and find out what they believe. So it's a fate point, or
I'm
no?
pretty sure you need to make a test in accordance.
Oh, you got to make a test. That's right. I forget. Sorry.
So you flirted with it.
Yes.
I think you need to make a test for. We looked this up. You need to make a test for your instincts. I didn't think you need to make a test for your belief.
You're right. Maybe
Instinct is really like ironclad. I think
instinct has you must benefit from a roll from your instinct, but I'm pretty sure belief, just the hard and fast rule of a belief. You're right. I don't think it's as ironclad, but the hard and fast rule is if you made a test in accordance to it. I don't know where the page is for rewarding it. It's somewhere, but
Somewhere in the book.
my gut says that's not enough of a criteria for it.
That's fine.
Sure.
I'm cool with that.
If I'm gonna look it up after the show, right? And we can look it up after. And if I'm wrong, then no big deal, right?
Sure.
We can.
It's easy to add.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can, you can just give you a fate point after, right? So Sage.
Yeah,
about Linus.
sorry. I was just looking at. I was looking up the rule now. So my belief is if I can help everyone enough, I can find some real friends. I think I certainly played it. The only time I think I actually made a roll for it was kind of trivial. I was already planning to cook, and then Sean asked who's going to cook, and I volunteered. Or sorry, Bryn asked who's going to cook, and I volunteered. Sorry. My instinct's the one about always. My instinct is the always step up if somebody asks for help. The belief I certainly made rolls for because I helped a lot of people and I tried to make friends.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fate point for you for sure. I mean, even for me, the biggest thing that came to me was your cooking test.
Yeah.
Helping everybody.
Yeah,
So right. So you definitely did it for sure.
Cool.
All right. Instincts. Cadence.
My instinct, I need to jump in if nobody is taking charge. I did kind of jump in to try to take charge and get the knoll out of there?
You led the.
I led the thing, but I don't think I actually had to roll. Because we.
I mean, you made it. You had to calculate. You had to do disposition, and you had to. I think you were. Wait, you didn't go, did you, in that conflict? But
no, we
you still led it, and that's and you rolled disposition. That's technically acting in service, right? So
okay.
Although I don't know though, but it wasn't an instinct. It wasn't like literally you saved yourself a point from the grind. Yeah. So no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna waffle back on that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Waffler.
It's cold-blooded waffling.
Hey, I support the waffling. Sometimes
I've
put on the spot to make a rules call, and you're like, as soon as you make it, you're like, wait, I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm all for all of us having the ability to say, hold on a second, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I support it.
Bryn, your instinct.
Oh, my instinct was when I see shoddy craftsmanship, I will improve it, and I fixed that lock, and it made it contributed to our camp being more secure.
Fate for sure. Yep. Cool. Basil.
When we make camp, I provide the comforts of home. I did that, and I rolled. We got that +1, but we didn't really benefit from it, or did we?
No, you benefited. You did benefit from it.
I mean, I would say having the +1, like even if that +1 wasn't what ticked over the roll, like we had a +1.
Gave us a mechanical
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gained 2 benefits by doing this, right? You upgraded the dangerousness, or de-escalated the dangerousness. De-evaluated? Whatever. I'm getting tired. All right.
Lowered?
Yeah, lowered. Yeah, I should have just went with that one. Cool. Linus.
If someone asks for help, volunteer. Which I did when asked to cook, but I don't know. That doesn't feel quite right.
No, you get it for helping me with the lock, because you can only help people when they're using their instincts if you have an applicable nature or instinct, and you had an applicable instinct to allow you to help me on my instinct roll. Otherwise, it happens too fast.
Yep.
So
that one I feel better about. Yeah, that seems like a good example of it actually mattering.
Yep. And it's not, and specifically the way benefiting from an instinct is written. This is like lawyer. Let me adjust my glasses. Well, actually, if your instinct grants you a roll, right, not your roll. So, like, and the outcome of that roll benefits your party. So, like, yeah.
And so I was actually just looking at. I actually think Basil should probably get that belief because it's if you take action in service of your character's belief during the session, you earn 1 fate point. It doesn't say roll. And given that instinct is very specific about roll, I kind of feel like the wording on belief is
the use of the word
not rolls.
Action was not well chosen, because action is also when you're rolling. You're those
right.
But I don't think it didn't say if you take an action, or if you take an action that results in a roll, because action can also be good ideas.
Because I just basically did a little bit of role play with it. There wasn't really an action associate. Like, I wasn't challenged on it in any way. I was just sort of like,
well, you got some blowback from them, right? Being like, we're not interested in your church talk, old man.
All right. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not interested in your church talk, old man. I like it.
Yeah.
Works for me. I'll take it. I'll
Awesome.
stop rejecting a free point.
Yeah, stop it. All right, shut up.
The last of the player experience before we move to group experience. Goals. Cadence, what was your goal?
Get me hands on some treasure, which we finally did.
Literally,
that sweet treasure.
Nice.
Yes.
Persona.
We succeeded in the search and got it.
Yeah. Bryn, your goal.
My goal was I will free our fellow civilized captives.
Nice. Yep. Persona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Cool. Basil.
Get us to a safe place to camp, and as it turns out, we had nowhere to go.
The safe place was inside you all along.
The safe place was sending the knoll out there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how you made it safe.
Yeah.
Home is where the heart is. Safe place is where the knoll isn't.
Yeah. Wonderful. And Linus.
Find safety to prepare a spell. Done.
Thanks.
Got it.
Oh yeah, right, because you get your
Yeah.
spell back after camp.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Cool. Now we go to
So
our
my
group
spells
experiences. Well done, everybody. So, MVP, the person who made the clutch roll.
Ooh.
There was a bunch of big ones here.
I know, there were a lot of
Yeah.
big ones. This might be a little challenging.
The cooking.
I
was
mean, in my
important.
personal opinion, finding the treasure. Who really got the knoll out? That was like the real.
I want to put
Dang.
forward. I want to put forward Linus, and for two reasons. One, I mean, the cook test is just a good baseline for
Yeah.
that. But two, second of all, your clutch maneuver at the start of the conflict was a huge reason for your success for the removal of the knoll.
Yeah.
Right, you disarmed them, and you put him at disadvantage. Plus, just the idea of Linus contributing with like the smoke and stuff like that is like really fictionally perfect. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that was a really good moment, and I think
Sure,
that
I won't
was
argue against
integral.
it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just I'm
see,
one
other
of five.
clutch
I'm one of
rolls.
five. I'm not a majority. So
I feel like
My only counter to it is that
Scroll up.
Basil was the one who actually got
Yeah.
the knoll out and like wrecked him.
Yeah, he
and
had
but
like
Basil,
they put themselves
Basil
on
had
the
the big like making the camp more like home, which like we don't know exactly how much that impacted things, but like that does actually like that being
we
an
don't know
instinct
if
and going
plus
off.
one- Yeah.
Yeah,
the difference between an unsafe and a dangerous camp is a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
could actually argue Basil for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind
I
of
can
think
see
he did a lot to keep everyone safe, and without him, we wouldn't be very safe.
I'm gonna follow my new instinct and always take free points when offered. So,
I feel like it's really close.
Is that your instinct on your character?
I vote Basil.
All right.
All right.
What's yours, Basil?
all right, that's Persona, right?
That's
Yes,
Persona.
these are all persona worthy.
Mm.
Next one is Workhorse. This is the person. It cannot be you, Basil. Sorry.
Yay! No, I'm good.
But this is the person who helped as much as they can and was just kind of always present.
I think that's Bryn.
Contributing.
Bryn, yeah.
Contributing.
Bryn
Yeah.
is always the one who
Bryn
keeps us
got
like
us-
moving it
got us-
together. And
Yeah, he got us out, got a lot of plans moving to
Mhm.
get
Secured the
people on our
door.
side, to get the knoll out, and to
Talk
you
to
know,
the orc.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool with
he
that.
had a hand in everything, kind of.
But yes.
She, sorry.
No, it's cool.
He
Thank you.
playing her had
Yes.
a hand in everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Could've
Thank you.
been.
Yeah. Try to. It's a little bit cheaty with dwarves because they have so many skills, so they can help a lot. There's lots of times when they can be like, yeah, I
They're
got
so
that.
good. And avenging a grudge can be really applicable for anything.
Yeah.
With the right grudge.
Oh, you'll know when I make a grudge against somebody.
yeah.
So.
My grudge stick will come out.
Lovely. Cool. I vote for that too. I nominate you.
Cool. Thanks.
So,
I'll take
all right. And the last one is embodiment. Embodiment can be rewarded to more than one person. It just cannot be rewarded to the whole entire group. This is playing up your conditions and really just bringing your character to life, being like classic character. Like you just nailed all the right notes.
I was really
I really
glad to
think-
see Bryn finally get a chance to like give a stick it to the man speech.
Yeah.
and the anger
And-
was there.
Yeah.
And you stuck it. You stuck it.
Even being nice to the orc, the anger was there the whole time.
yeah.
And you said the same speech to the orc and the man, or like
Yeah.
Right.
slight
Yeah.
variants to
Yeah.
it too, which was really funny.
It's-
I'm cool. I'm cool with Bryn getting that.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Anyone else Anyone else want to feel like they were worthy?
I don't know if it was just because like we all as a group really like to play this up, but the like Linus being like the only one
Yeah.
like being forgotten all the time and like showing up and like helping people out a lot is like a trend we keep building, and I feel like this is a group effort, but nevertheless it should go.
Yeah.
Like
So I kind of don't like that one just because I want Basil and Cadence to also get it. Because I think Cadence, the music stuff, really like the scene in camp asking Basil to sing, like that to me, that moment sold the character like so perfectly. And then I think Basil, like I'm really enjoying the like slow chaos infection thing. And playing that up has just been
pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so since it can't go to everyone, I would vote Linus last in that one, and everyone else should.
Well, I just remember Cadence's like super cutting remarks, but they were still said in the same tone. It was like, oh, and you were just like, you were like still sounded nice, but your remarks were like super mean, which was great. So yeah, I agree, and I loved Basil's conversion to the chaos.
Yeah, the twisting is good.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one because like you want to hand it out to
you want to give
everyone but yourself, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm following that new instinct.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, no, I'll take one as well. I always try to do my very best to make people smile with my role play. So it's nice when people like it.
You do indeed.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well, then that's been episode 3 of Keeping the Borderlands.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and watching and laughing. And thank you so much to my players for once again bringing just good times. I cannot get over just how fast this game goes by. It's crazy.
Thank you for running it.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was great.
Yeah, awesome. So, Virgil, who are you and how can people find you?
People can find me just by shouting out their window, Virgil, 3 times, and I just appear behind you. No. You could safely do that, though, because there's no one else named Virgil within earshot. But you can follow Virgil Levenger on Twitter if you want to see whatever things I'm tweeting about. But I do put my music up there, which is hosted on fanburst.com/Zircon5. Which is also my Twitch handle. So that's where I'm spread around, those 3 places mainly. And, catch me here next week.
Yeah.
What about Sean?
You can find me at Sean Nittner pretty much everywhere. And rather than do any more self-promotion, I'm going to use this tiny little snippet to reference the storybook, the story game names project, put together by some wonderful people, which includes on page 250 Knowlish words and amusing games of the Knolls, including things like on fire tag, will your arm or my jaw break fight first? Wait, it was your arm. Pee in your food. What will the human eat? And guess whether I'm beating you into unconsciousness or death. Everyone should go check out the Story Games Day project because I've literally been looking at this all night long and I didn't want to interrupt the game for it. But
that's
some
so
great
good.
games and of course some hilarious troll games. There's 20 of them.
The game is pee in your food.
Yeah. Also, you are stupid.
There are no winners in that game.
Speak up and hit very hard.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean.
No problem. How about you, Sage?
You can find me mostly on Twitter these days because I don't have the time for anything else. Though, I mean, with 280 characters, I'm not sure. It was convenient when it fit into like 10 seconds. Mostly find me on Twitter. Anything else I do, I'll post there. And check out anotherquestion.com, which is the podcast I do. We're recording a new episode tomorrow, I think, which will come out next week, talking about role-playing games, mostly board games as well. Occasionally Kriegspiel. We kind of cover everything. How about you, Epi?
You can find me at Epidiah on Twitter. I'll say the same thing about Twitter. It's where I'm doing most of my barfing into the internet these days. I will repopulate in G+ or Facebook or let's say Instagram. If you want to follow me on any of those, you can do that.
Wow.
You can find my works at dig1000holes.com and worldswithoutmaster.com. How about you, Eric?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I'm Eric. I'm EricVulgaris on the Twitters, Twitches, and YouTubes, and I'm primarily a role-playing game streamer, focusing on emphasizing the joy of some hidden gems and some not-so-hidden gems. It's particularly mostly Burning Wheel-esque games these days, but also getting some of the old classics. Like if you want to know what more I'm talking about, you should come check out this channel this Saturday, where John Harper is running us through episode 2 of I know the name of 316 by Gregor Hutton. Mm-hmm. Yes, the Starship Troopers, Joseph Heller's Catch-22 style game, and it's a riot. So we're super happy to come back for that. But also, if you want to see more classics, this Tuesday I'm playing Troll Babes. So that's gonna be fun. Troll Babes, an oldie but a goodie. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need to be. And I just reminded myself that I'm gonna be working on getting a game of the Mountain Witch going. So if you want to hear about that. That's super fun too. So yeah, all these just playing these I don't want to say classics yet because it seems like our hobby's so young, right? But there is definitely
Troll Babe was a classic when I moved out here to Seattle and started gaming with John Harper like 8 years ago. I think that one gets classic for sure. Probably Mountain Witch as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to get through a lot of these like gems. They almost not like cornerstones. So, you know, the way people sometimes refer to Apocalypse World these days is sort of like, you know, like there's only 2 types of games that came before Apocalypse World and games that came after Apocalypse World. There's a lot of these like really, really amazing games that were hugely influential at the time that I don't think a lot of people know about. In a way, and I love being able to shine light on them. I know you said that to this whole group though. Oh yeah, I would love to hear it on another question, right?
Yeah, like what's like the gaming canon, like the things that you have to have played. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey,
John has a list of that.
I know he does. Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I think we're entering into another era.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
After Blades.
That's completely true. So yeah, shout out to John Harper and Blades in the Dark, an amazing game. Okay. That's it for us today. See you, everyone. We should be back next week for 4. Yeah, Sorcerer for sure is on my list of things too, by the way. Heroic Logic. But anyways, yeah, we'll be back for next week for episode 4. Same time here. So hopefully we'll check you out there. And if you're watching on YouTube, maybe come check out live because it's super fun to watch live. So anyways, take care, everybody. We're out of here.
Later all.
Good night.
See ya.